Hi everyone, this is Chrishanne. I hope all of you are keeping well. Welcome to Chrishanne the Wordsmith show. And I have today with me a good friend of mine, Ms. Kayatthri Krishnasamy. She is the CEO, co-founder of TechByte Solutions, as well as founder and master trainer of KS Training Resources. In addition, she is also the platform speaker on a number of topics such as digital marketing, social entrepreneurship, women empowerment, and a leadership advocate. So I'll tell you a little bit about herself. She's got a professional degree in food technology from University Putra, Malaysia, and she has also done I believe, a certification in organizational marketing behavior from the same university. And Kayatthri has chosen to equip herself with digital marketing, online marketing, and Facebook agency blueprint certification in order to strive in the path of her passion. Currently, she's pursuing her master's studies in marketing at University Malaya. She is also involved in digital marketing since 2011 in things such as social media marketing in order to deliver creative learning programs. Kayatthri has led diverse teams of professionals in training and learning marketing and design interventions and facilitated training programs along broad-ranging groups of government, institute, and corporate clients. Apart from teaching, Kayatthri has also other volunteer work she does, such as women empowerment activities, working with marginalized communities and single mothers in educating them on their financial independence through digital business. And this is part of a plan to empower single mothers in Malaysia and to ensure necessary institutional support as well as effective policies and services to empower and lift single mothers out of poverty. Thank you very much, Kayatthri, for accepting my offer to be my guest, and I'm very happy to have you here.
Thank you very much, Krishan. I'm really, really honored to be here also.
So I've given quite detailed introduction about yourself. Is there anything else that I've not mentioned that you would like to tell our viewers and listeners about?
Okay, you've kind of like covered a lot. You have covered a lot. One thing that I'll just mention here is currently we are also helping through a program called Project D with Breakfast Asia College. We do free digital marketing trainings for people who were affected during pandemic. So that's not currently we are doing, we're actually done with that. So up to January 2020. It started in September 2020 up to January 2022. So I think personally, I have trained close to 900 participants under Project D. All right, so that's just something that I want to just add.
And I'm one of the 900 because I decided
Yes.
one of the things I decided to do during this pandemic is to take advantage of the upskilling opportunities. Because 4 years, 3 months ago, when I started on this adventurous journey of doing freelance work, me really challenging myself to step out of my comfort zone because that was meant to be a contingency plan since I knew it's going to be quite some time before I secure another full-time, suitable, well-paying job. So when I started, I just relied on my knowledge, my instinct, my talents, my skills, and my expertise. So there was no one to guide me, no one to mentor me. There was no roadmap. So I just went with the flow. I researched things, I thought things through, and I decided to take imperfect action. Because as the saying goes, and I'm sure you've heard this a few times, in some of the trainings I've attended, they say, don't wait until things are perfect. Otherwise, you will not get started. So that's why I use the phrase, take imperfect action.
100%. 100%, 100%. I agree with you. And I would say that most of those who join Project Deep, they really benefited from Project Deep, and we also have another program, also a collaboration with Brickfields Asia College and KPT, Higher Ministry of Education, Ministry
This
of
is
Higher
the
Education. So this
social
program,
media marketing professional
yeah,
course, right?
professional certification, but we also help these graduates, I mean, the young graduates, to secure a job. So I would just highlight here that I think we had around 60 participants who joined. Out of 60 participants who joined, I think it's around 48 who actually secured a job, after this and or after the training, and all under digital marketing department in various companies.
Wow,
So that
that's
is something
awesome.
that
They
it's so
they they
nice
managed
to get.
to get this job through BAC. They have what they call jobs back, and there's also
Yes.
another one for depending
Um,
on the whether it's entry level positions or more mid level positions.
yeah, just Google search for that. We have a lot of opportunities around us. It's just that we still hear people complaining, government is not doing this, government is not doing that, they're not giving us money. So we have this mentality of things given to us, like handed in. You
Yes,
they just keep feeding us. So we just lost our ability to look for answers. There are a
yes,
lot of opportunities around us. It's just that we need to know how to look for it.
I agree
State
with
business
you.
grant, government grant, anything. There's so many,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if people are saying that they don't know how to look for it, it's just another excuse, I would say. Why?
agreed.
You are on your phone 24/7. What are you doing in the phone? Watching YouTube and some
Yeah,
unrelated stuff.
yeah.
Instead to search for right information. Information are in vast. You need to know how to tap into the right information. All right.
I
So
agree
yeah,
with you,
that's
Kayatthri, because um, I wouldn't blame them. I think the thing is our education system is such, as you were alluding to, is um, we were told to not question the teacher. Whatever the teacher teaches you is the gospel truth. Whatever's in the textbook, don't question it. It is supposed to be accurate, even though we know that there's certain things that are important that are missing, okay, from the syllabus and all that. And someone told me this, and I agree with it. You see, we are all smart people, but our Malaysian education system has dumbed us down. We have been taught to become like very robotic. Okay, they want us to fit into a square so that it's easy for them to like brainwash us, or they want yes people, they don't want people to question them. And I suppose some people also, maybe by nature, they're not very curious, or they're not proactive, or like, shall I say, not everyone likes to take risk or step out of their comfort zone. So yes, you're very right. And I agree too, because the opportunities are there, but people are still expecting that it be served to them on a golden platter or a silver platter. They are not willing to make the effort, take the time, do the research, talk to people, go on Google or YouTube or whatever to learn new skills, to gain new knowledge, because they think that whatever they have right now is adequate. And I believe, um, many people, and I am not pointing fingers, but I think still there's a lot of people who are still in their comfort zones 2 years on into this pandemic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Shane. Comfort zone in the sense of, we are so used. I mean, you be used to go out and work and stuff, right? And
Yes.
then now you have another alternative where you can do work from home. I'm not saying that's not right. I mean, it's definitely a great alternative. Even for students,
Mm-hmm.
I know personally, my son. He's so used to online classes. Going to school is I mean, he still finds it exciting going to school because he can meet friends. But I
Yeah.
wouldn't say the same for my younger one, because at home she has that comfort one. She just sometimes don't like to go to school. So we're talking about children's now, but the same thing sometimes applies to older people as well. When you're so used, comfortable in that position,
Mhm.
and you just don't want to change. And just to add on to that, right? People are so comfortable getting free stuffs handed over to them. And
True.
now, another challenge that I would say trainers, consultants, and in this industry, like training and leadership in training industry, right?
Mhm.
What challenge that we are facing now is people are looking for free classes. People are looking for everything free. For 2 years, I have been doing a lot of free classes under Malaysian government, MDAC, Brickfields Asia College, and all these things, right? And then the moment I have some paid classes, I do advertise for my clients as well. I work with in partnership with my training providers and all.
Okay.
So when I advertise, first thing, oh, another free class, and then they'll be messaging me, Miss K, when is this class happening? I want to join. I was like, okay, great, and this is the thing. It's going to cost you like so much of money and all that. Do I need to pay? Why? I was like, yeah, you need to pay. I mean, not everything is going to be handed free, because when it is free, it's not exactly free. It can be free for you, but like, for
But there are some
example,
other
government
costs
is
that the
funding something.
organizer is incurring, correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of costs we have to incur, but like, for example, they are paying us, as trainers, we get paid. So someone needs to pay us, right? It's not that we are
Yes.
doing free training, right? But from their point of view, like for Brickfields Asia College, for example, they have been
Yes.
incurring a lot of costs with just one, because they've been very genuine, just one thing in their mind: we want to help people. That's what Mr. Rajat always keeps telling. They
Yes.
just want to help
He
people, right?
for him, I think from the beginning he also started Brickfields Asia College because he saw the gap, he saw the need. There were certain, I
Right.
think, groups of people that were maybe not given access to certain opportunities, and philanthropy
Yeah.
is very important to Mr. Rajasingham, and I admire him for that. He's always the first.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there are no other corporate organizations, but he's always the first. And BAC is always spearheading so many very useful and timely initiatives and programs to benefit individuals and all walks of people from all walks of life, as well
Exactly.
as not only free stuff, but also nominally charge courses.
Yeah, even the courses that we are getting now is you get some scholarship scheme, and stuff, probably 50% scholarship. So you only pay 50%, but still, because people have that strong mentality of free things, right?
Yeah.
So they're not willing to pay,
I
because they
think this is
might
a
get
Malaysian
something.
thing, Kayatthri.
Yeah,
It's
but
so
what they fail to
ingrained.
understand, if you're going to pay to get something, then that whatever that you're going to get, the knowledge, that experience is going to be worthwhile, and like, for example, those students who attended my classes, they know my teaching, they know how I do, and if I'm going to do a paid class, so they definitely know it's going to be something different. So for free class, I can give so much. Just
Correct.
imagine what I can do for a paid class, right? So
Yeah.
that's the thing, that it's the
I
lacking
suppose
there.
it's a
It's a
mindset
mindset.
and a little bit of an attitude disparity, shall I say. There's a bit of a disconnect.
Yeah, but I think this is a process,
Yeah.
like, and at from our part, I won't keep like scolding them, or have grudges on them. No, not like that. It's just on our side, we have to teach them, we have to create that kind of awareness, right? This is what it used to be, but business needs to run. In order
Correct.
business to run, we have to go back to how it was before, right?
Correct.
So not so
Yes.
much of free classes and all that, but again, HRD Corp is still giving out a lot of classes sponsored,
Yes, under
So
the Panjana scheme and under the
Panchana Kajaya
gig
3.0,
economy and
yes,
gig workers and all that.
correct. Yeah, even today I know that the government, they have a scheme for Bumiputra micro entrepreneurs. They're
Oh,
giving out a
okay.
lot of, yeah, just Google search for it. They are giving out a lot of grant for micro, and they call it nomad. digital nomad. So there's
Ah,
a lot
yes.
of things
Yeah,
going
that's a
on
new
there.
catchphrase now, digital nomad.
Yeah, yeah. So look out for that. Look out for that. Yeah. So even for people in business, when things are getting back to normal,
Mm-hmm.
this is the time that we really need to work like 2-3 times harder than what it used to be, because pandemic already like slapped us in the face and say that you need to always be on your toes. You need to, change. You cannot sit in one place all the time. And one point of a time when the entire country was under lockdown, your business was not running, nothing was running, right? And you quickly change to think
Yeah, for
about
those
creative
who
ideas and
were
stuff.
doing offline business, they were at a disadvantage. So they had to
Yeah, but
quickly
that's the
figure out
time,
how
right?
to
That's
get
the
online
time.
and make use
Correct.
of social media.
They quickly went online. You see, MDEC, they tried to do this digital transformation
Mm-hmm.
since I think 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Okay,
Wow.
probably I'm not about this 2015, but
Okay.
the take up from SMEs, digital transformation for SMEs, right?
Uh-huh.
So the take up from the SMEs was very slow. Then
Perhaps there
in
wasn't much
2020.
awareness about it or publicity,
Exactly,
Kayatthri.
because why do I need to do a lot of digital transformation when my business is still working fine? You see, but one thing people also fail to understand: digital transformation is not about being on Facebook and then you say like, "Oh, I'm already digitally transformed." No, that's just one part of digital transformation under marketing. So you try to optimize your marketing using digital marketing or other tools that's available. But digital transformation is the whole process, the whole pipeline of your business. Every area, every department, or every sector that every section that you have manpower involved, you can try to automate that. HR, payroll, probably other hiring and production. So every part in the pipeline you can automate. So that is the whole digital transformation. There's a lot more to it. What I'm telling is this on the surface.
Yeah.
But what happened after that during 2020? Because the pandemic hit, we don't have anywhere to run. We have to be
You
online,
can
right?
run, but you can't hide.
Cannot hide. You hide, you die. That's all.
Yeah, you become a
So
dinosaur, you go extinct.
definitely, what happened to Nokia, right? What happened to
Nokia
Kodak?
and
So
also Kodak, they didn't choose to go with
correct.
digital technology,
So we
digital
don't
camera
want to be
technology.
there.
Yeah.
Yes, we don't want to be there. So then in 2020, we see that a lot of SMEs started venturing into digital. And from my side, I know that a lot more opportunities was for me. In 2020, I would say that ever since the pandemic started up to now, my trainings are like almost every day. And I kind of
Wow,
like, I
I'm
normally
so happy to hear that.
yeah, I mean, BAC is during pandemic also, but apart from BAC, I'm also training a lot of corporate clients. So normally when I do my trainings, I will show a slide of my clients,
Mhm.
right? So these are my clients. And one thing that I'll stress that I will only put clients that I acquired during the pandemic. So that's like a
Ah,
whole slide full of
okay.
people. So this is how strong people are thinking. I mean, how strong people want to be digitally literate. So that's the word, have the digital literacy. So definitely, for whatever reason, for whatever objective, mostly it's business people. So this is happening now. All right. So
Yeah, I think the thing is, Kayatthri, a lot of people are overwhelmed. They see so many acronyms, so many terms. I think very few of them are actually Googling it or looking it up on YouTube or buying books or looking at resources or speaking to people who are knowledgeable about these things. So they just perhaps just look at it from the meaning of the actual word, digital by itself, transformation by itself, and they are thinking conveniently that digital transformation is this, not knowing that there's actually more to it. So they're
yeah,
overwhelmed and they're a little bit confused and they're disoriented. So there's a
correct.
lot of awareness to be created, a lot of educating people about what these various
That
terms
is
mean and all
Christian.
that.
that is, Chrishanne, part of digital literacy. You see, digital literacy is not just about being on social media. It's not just about, you are able to search for information and, you are just consumed. We call this thing called doom scrolling. I'm not sure if you heard about it. The
No,
moment you
this
start
is the first time I heard about doom scrolling. What is that?
doom scrolling, because you start scrolling until there's no end, and most of the information that you are consuming are negative information,
Oh,
and
so
negative
that's why the
information
word doom.
controversial.
So doom
Yeah.
and gloom.
Doom scrolling, you see. Yeah, so that's crazy. And what we really want to teach people in digital literacy, part of digital literacy is not only to be able to search for information, but to be able to transform or translate the information for our benefit. So you may I mean, you, for example, you're looking for a way to simple how to make a chocolate cake. So the
Okay.
moment you Google search for how to make a chocolate cake, do
Uh-huh.
you think you'll get one answer?
No,
You'll
there'll
have
be thousands
multiple
of
pages,
results.
thousands. Now, are you going to try everything? Even before you try one, definitely not. Even
You
before
have
you start
limited
using one,
money and resources in terms of
okay,
time and
don't
energy.
even go. Don't even go into trying to decide which one you're going to choose. How long do you think you're going to take you? All
For
right, it's
those who
just
are not
going slowly.
decisive, it will probably take them an hour, few hours, a day or two.
Really. And then you will have, like, when you're searching for something, Google will give its own idea. People also search for this. Probably you've been searching for chocolate cake, and then you get how to do burnt cheesecake. I'm getting hungry now.
And
How
then
to do burnt
suddenly there
cheesecake.
will be an advertisement in your email inbox, or there'll be a pop-up screen somewhere when you're scrolling the internet.
So
Oh,
all
chocolate
this,
cake recipe or chocolate cake premix or something.
correct. Correct. So all these things are happening. It's just that our attention span is so limited. And at that limited time, all these advertisers are trying to get our attention. So that itself, for a user like us, it's too much. It's very overwhelming. But you need to know what you want. Set that objective right, what you want. Look for that and come out. I'm giving a very simple example for chocolate cake, but it is much more complex than just looking for a chocolate cake recipe. See? So
Yeah.
this is part of digital literacy. And of course, once you already have that information, you know how to transform the information, or what's the right word, to get the information to work for you.
You know how
And then,
to implement or make use of the
correct, yes,
information in a
yes, to
very
implement.
practical manner.
Correct. That's the right word. You try to implement the information that you get, you process it, and then you make it work for you. All right. So that is the next part. Then you also have, like, a digital, social bullying and stuff like that. How do you handle that? So that is also part of digital literacy. Again, where do you stop? What kind of information you should not give out to people when you're on social media, for example. So I'm going a little bit on a different topic there. All right.
Yeah.
But all this, digital literacy is like a big umbrella. There's so many things under it. What I'm just highlighting is something that I see. People
Okay.
don't know much about social media, for example, right? Social
I
media
think
is a
some
very
people
much powerful
are
platform.
a little scared or hesitant or overwhelmed. As you said, there's so much. There's what's the word? There is information overload lah, to simplify. So people
Yeah,
are getting
yeah.
very easily confused and they don't know which is right, which is inaccurate, what is fake, what is authentic, what's credible and all that.
Correct. So we just need to know, like, digital literacy means, like, you have the skills you need
Mm-hmm.
to kind of, like, live, learn, and work in a society where communication and access to information uh, is important, through digital technology. So basically, that is digital literacy. You need to know how to communicate. You need to have the practical skills to access to this technology, to
Mm-hmm.
manage the technology, to manipulate. That's the word. The manipulate and create the information in a, I would say, in a very ethical and sustainable way as
I
well.
was just going to say it. You said it, because when you said manipulate, I was like, nothing
Yeah,
particularly wrong about the word, but in my mind, it is sort of skewed towards the negative. So I was going to say that, and then you said ethically. I was about to
yeah,
chime in.
yeah. I mean, being ethical is the most important thing. See, no matter what you do, we have to be ethical. That's simple. But as simple as
Simple to
thing
you
as
and me,
that simple
Kayatthri,
is so.
but to most people, ethics and common sense, fair play, accountability are a little bit of a foreign concept. You know, especially the younger generation.
Foreign concept.
Maybe to your generation and mine and the older generation, these were part of the moral values and the things that we were taught, the principles.
That's true. That's true. I agree so much with you. Say, just don't want to complain so much about that
Sure,
or comment so much about
sure.
that, right? But uh, we I mean, that is, I think that's part of your personal branding as well. You know, like I mentioned in one of my talks also, like what is personal branding? When people ask what is personal branding, I quote what Jeff Bezos said. You know,
Okay.
personal branding is what people talk about you when you're not in the room. So what people are talking about you when behind your back, basically, right? So that is personal branding. And when we are not being ethical, we are not
Mm-hmm.
being, a professional, all this, so it will reflect back to you. So,
True,
and
true.
social media is definitely a place where things can just go viral so fast. So just be careful on that. We're not asking
Yes.
people to be saints or what.
And
It's
then
just
you
that
also
we
have to be
have our
careful
work
what
ethic.
you post on social media, because
Definitely.
even if you
Yeah.
remove it, it is somewhere there on the internet. It's in a
It's
server
there. We are
somewhere.
not safe. We are not safe. People know everything. Like when we are talking, Mr. Google is listening, Mr. Facebook is listening, and they claim that they are not listening to us.
That
So
is
yeah,
another
that's the
topic
thing.
altogether. So we will not go in that
I think we
direction.
just have like so many topics we can talk about,
Sure, sure.
when it comes to this. Yeah.
So I was just wondering, Kayatthri, you studied food technology, and then you
Yeah.
decided to do a certificational in organizational behavior and marketing. Was there a reason why you decided to study food technology, and then subsequently you decided to study something else a little bit different?
Okay, I'll tell you the true story, the sad story. All right.
Oh,
So
sad story. Okay.
after I did my SPM, got like
Uh-huh.
really good results, then I decided to do STPM.
Okay.
And STPM, I did science stream. I'm a science student. So because of my science
Wow,
subject
I
in
understand
STM,
STPM is quite challenging, right?
crazy, yeah, it's really challenging, right? And when you're a science student, it's double the challenge. All right.
Correct,
So
correct.
when I decided to take STPM, I was thinking about should I just move to arts subject, because I see subjects like perdagangan,
So
business,
Form 1 to Form
accountancy, and
5,
all
were
that.
you in arts or science?
Fully arts. Fully science. I was on
Okay,
science, but then I took one art subject, basic economics.
okay,
So, and then basic economics happened to be my favorite subject. You see,
okay.
I'm a good student, not to brag, I'm a good student. So I try to, I get like really good marks.
Uh-huh.
But when I compare, I got A's for chemistry, biology, maths, and stuff like that. But I also get A
Wow.
for my history and economics and all that. But
Awesome.
when I read, I prefer science. I prefer not science. I prefer history. I prefer economics and stuff. But what happened those days is when you get good grades in science,
Uh-huh.
uh, teachers and parents automatically
Yes.
hope that you will be in science stream. All right. Even though I
Okay.
know that I prefer arts, right? So
Okay.
because I need to follow them, then from 6, I ended up being in science stream, and just really like 2 years was
So is this
crazy.
the beginning of the sad story? You wanted to do arts, but the
Yes,
teachers are basically encouraging you to continue with science stream.
say, you bagus, you pandai belajar, you must be in science stream kind of a thing and all that. So, okay. Okay, in 2 years, I took biology, so it's a
So two
biology,
years you
chemistry, and maths.
endured it lah, even though it wasn't your choice, it
Enjoy.
wasn't your
No,
preferred
my
choice.
thing is, my thing is I already got it, right? So no matter what, I need to ace. That's all. I cannot be sitting and say I should went to my arts class and all that, because my best friend, who both of us we got like really good marks in
Okay.
SPM, and she decided to be in art stream. And I was in science stream. And guess what happened to her? She was the best student in arts, and then she'll be like, ha, look at you. You should have just followed me. We both could have been the best student in arts. I was like, okay, never mind. So I was not the best student in science, but I get very good grades as well. So that is the next sad story is time to apply for university.
Okay.
Mummy, daddy, grandmother, grandfather, neighbor, everyone says science, science, science. And I don't know what to choose. Food technology sounded cool. Biotech, food tech just sounded so cool. And I was just looking for subjects where you don't have to do maths. I'm bad in maths, really.
You're good
So
at
that's
chemistry
that's
and all the other science subjects, but
chemistry is
mathematics
nice. Chemistry is nice. No,
your
maths.
favorites, your least favorite subject lah.
Least favorite. I have to like struggle really to do maths, but chemistry just comes naturally to me. I don't know why. I just love chemistry, organic, inorganic, all this physical chemistry. I just love that in even Form 6, right?
So that means
So anyway,
science stream it would be physics. Would it be ad maths?
no, I didn't take physics. I had maths at maths, statistics. We had statistics.
Oh, you had the option of statistics, is it?
Maths, yeah. Maths, you have two subjects, Maths S and Maths T. Mathematics Tulin and Mathematics Statistics. So you have two big textbooks for that.
Okay.
And then you have chemistry, 3 books, and biology. And biology. So I didn't take physics. I took bio, chemistry, and maths. So that was the subject.
Okay.
And so that was our Form 6 stuff.
Yes.
I don't know whether they still teach the same thing now.
I have no idea, because the education system has changed so much. Yeah, and I know because of my younger sister and now my nieces, the next generation.
Yeah, correct. So then that's how I got into food technology. And of course, throughout the 3 years in food technology, I learned a lot of things. I was working in a hospital, Malacca, for my practical session. I was with the pathology department and the dietetic department. So a lot of things that you learn also. All right. But I just know that my heart is not in that. I cannot imagine myself sitting in a lab doing all this analysis on blood samples, stools, and all this whatever bodily fluid they send to us. We have to do.
Question.
So that's not something that I want to do.
Kayatthri, I think there's something missing in between, because you were last mentioning about your parents, your grandparents, your neighbor, and everyone basically telling you what you should study. So was food technology something you chose?
No, not really. See, they are not like really highly educated, my parents and all that. So I had like a neighbor who was like a teacher, and she actually guided me. And then she told me she was a bit more practical. And then she told me, what is your subject that you want to learn and all that. And then I just told her not maths, not maths and stuff like that. And then she said, okay, let's sit together. And we had that book, UPU book. And then we just go through the subjects, go through the courses one by one. And then I just told her, food tech and biotech sounds cool. And biotech has maths, food tech doesn't have maths. So I think I want to try for food technology.
So the mathematics thing was the deciding factor. Okay.
Yeah. So I ended up in the same faculty, it's the biotech and food tech faculty in UPM.
Okay.
And we have, it was nice, again, like I say, I've already chosen that. So I need to ace that. That's all, I need to do my best to, so I did that. So, but it's just that after the
internship, you decided this is not you. It is not something you want to do in the long term. Working in a lab.
Yeah, in fact, I had to turn down a government offer to work in a hospital. That time actually, around that time I met my husband, then boyfriend, now husband, right? So he was involved in business. It was actually a multi-level marketing business, MLM, right? And it was the first introduction for me into business world. So it was just so exciting. I meet a lot of people from different backgrounds, all professionals, and they are like it's just like a new world for me, right? And
Okay.
at that time, I
An
got this job offer.
exciting world that was sort of
Yeah,
pulling you into it.
exactly. Just imagine I have this job, I mean, this life here, and then a
Yes.
job in hospital Kubang Pasu. So far
Kupang
away.
Pasu is Kelantan, is it?
Kedah.
Okay, see, my geography is not so good. I was thinking first Kedah, but for some bizarre reason, I veered towards Kelantan. Okay.
So that is the time. What happened is I was like thinking like, do I need to go all the way there? And
Yeah.
then I can see, because you see our MLM leaders, they're brilliant.
Okay.
They can paint a beautiful picture of how your life can be.
Yeah,
Whether
there
it's
is
true
like
or
a
not,
clear
that's a
roadmap
secondary thing.
and a path how to work your way up.
Yeah, so it was this exciting, fresh grad. I was just been working for 1 year plus
Okay.
and all that, and suddenly you got this. And then I decided to let go of that. So which definitely not a very popular decision because my parents were like so the fire coming out from their ears and all. But I said this is what I wanted to do. All right.
Okay.
And also coming from a background, my father actually runs a business as well, right? He
Okay.
had a shop where he sells stationaries and all that things, right? And he also he has like a group of uh, employees who a newspaper vendor business kind of thing. All right.
Ah,
So
I was wondering
he
whether
hires
that's the
them.
direction you were going into. Going to
Yeah,
talk
so
about.
that was exciting, but the business was he failed in business, and it was not like very sustainable. But
Okay.
I know that when the business was good, life was good. You see,
Yeah,
and
the
life was
quality of
not.
life of you, of yourself and your family was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So not the same thing didn't happen when we were my parents were employed, but when they were running the business, it was
Uh-huh.
good. So
Oh, okay.
that also kind of like probably it has been behind my mind. I'm not sure, but that's one of the things what I didn't want to be in that time frame. I prefer to do something else. Business is something that I wanted to do,
Okay.
and meeting my husband at that time, and meeting all the other entrepreneurs at that point of business people, it just made my point stronger, made me like this is probably what I want. But it's not that immediately it happened. You see, I went into the MLM didn't work out so well, so I went into employment as well. That's where I learned about marketing a lot.
Okay.
And then I was working also in a digital marketing agency,
Mm-hmm.
so I learned a lot. If not, how can you get all this information, right? All this knowledge, where do you get it if
Yeah,
not from
because
experience?
I think you
Then
and I have something in common. We are probably the type of people we learn more hands-on, and
yes,
we
definitely.
we can understand it better and grasp the concept better when we are actually doing something practically rather than read about the theory in books.
That's true. That's true because you see, Christian, even if you attend like 10 different digital marketing courses, it's not going to be the same unless you start doing digital marketing yourself. You manage some clients yourself. You see that's another problem that I see in the market now. We have too many trainers, but they don't
Uh-huh.
have the proper background. They are training based on what? They've never even run an ads. They never even run a campaign, a proper campaign. So on what base are you teaching people? So that's another gap. That's when I found out about this, when I started running digital marketing courses and all that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a person that I would like to love to collaborate with people. All right.
Okay.
Because of course, when I start running Project Deep, for example, I have like 16 days of class on
Okay.
alternate days, right? And at one point of a time, I decided that YouTube marketing is definitely not my strong, subject. I know that for sure, right? Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, content marketing, all these are something that I'm very good in. But when it
Okay.
comes to YouTube strategies, I'm not very good. So I need someone's help. So this is where
Is
I
that how
start
you
looking
got
out for people.
connected to
Bhuvana
Bhuvna
and
and
Nanda.
Nanda?
Yes. They are one of the best. You know why? Because they don't just teach you, they are doing the work back. I've seen them doing. All right. And then SEO. When it comes to SEO, I used to struggle a lot. SEO, I do SEO,
It's
but I
thanks to
know for
you
sure.
inviting Bhuvna and Nanda during that our
Ah,
social media marketing certification course that I created this
oh, that is
additional
nice to
channel, the
know.
business YouTube channel,
Nice.
for which this video recording is going to be
Oh, I'm
uploaded.
so happy to hear that. You see, that's what I wanted to do. You know, if I probably, if let's say I teach YouTube myself, I may not have created that impact, but Bhuvana and Nanda did. So
But I'm
simple things
also
like this,
grateful
right?
to you, Kayatthri. Because you guided me and my fellow participants on setting up Google My Business. I did it.
Ah,
And about
nice, nice.
2 months ago, two people specifically mentioned when I asked them how did they hear about me, it is through Google My Business.
Oh, that's
Thank you
good.
very
That's
much,
really, really
Kayatri.
good.
Thanks
I'm
to
so happy
you.
to
Thanks
hear that.
to Bhuvana and Nanda.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I brought in Shika during this
You
training
did.
of
You
ours.
did. You did.
Okay, so she is also another person who really well versed. I think I brought her in for Instagram, right?
Correct.
But
Correct.
she is a perfect master in SEO, search engine marketing and search engine optimization. Google Ads and everything is her forte. So it's just that our program, professional certificate in social media marketing, SEO is not part of it. So that's why I couldn't bring her in to teach about SEO. We have given a
Who
set of guidelines.
is it BSc that determine the syllabus, or you
Because
you
what
who's the
happens
trainer
is
who's conducting it?
we can determine what syllabus, but it's just
Uh-huh.
that SEO goes under digital marketing. So what we did was social
Oh,
media marketing. So Naurit's class already had another amazing trainer, Naurit
okay.
Amin, if you look, right? Amazing, amazing person,
Yes.
right? So yeah, these are the people that I'm talking about. So now Rich class has like SEO and he do a lot of other Google ads and all thing, plus all the social media. So my class was mainly focused on niche social media, all the social media platforms that's relevant now. We
Plus
used to have
LinkedIn as
Snapchat
well.
that you
Your
remember.
one of your favorite platforms.
Oh yes, yes, definitely. I still get a lot of businesses through LinkedIn. It's just that my time is like so limited. It's like good business is coming in. It's just my time is like too limited. I'm not able to take up everything.
Talking
So
about
I think that's a
LinkedIn,
good business.
Gayatri, um, 2 years ago, I think I took the. I think Kushbu
Yes,
Kushbu
yes,
Nangalia,
Khushbu.
right? From
Correct.
Beyond
Yes, yes.
99. So they've been having several batches of killing it on LinkedIn
Correct.
workshop.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
decided to take it, and I actually attended it. And there's a very tight time frame. You watch the video, and then you have to practically do certain things with regard to your LinkedIn profile and the content and whatever not. So I did that despite my super busy schedule with my freelance work and whatever not. And I actually noticed a significant difference. Two
That's
days
good.
after I did that, more people were looking at my profile, more, more than previously. And three
Mm.
different people reached out to me. Not that people didn't reach out to me previously, but there was a certain trend that I noticed coincided with me revamping and being a little bit more active on LinkedIn.
Nice, nice. Like LinkedIn is an amazing platform. I urge everyone to be on LinkedIn. Now,
I'm still
even when I
trying
speak
to
to students,
understand what works and doesn't work.
you just have to keep creating content, and you know that we have some group, right? So post your whatever that you have created, the link to the content on that group and get your
To get
friends to
people
support.
to react to it
Yeah,
and comment on it.
yeah,
Yes.
just start with that first. Get people as much of your first connection to view, I mean, to interact with your content, right?
Yeah,
And then it's all
I
about
haven't done that yet. I have to put aside some time to do
okay.
that.
Yeah, just like I'm not saying that you have to create content every day, but
Yeah.
like every other day, but consistent. If you're going to just choose like 3 days in a week, you want
Okay.
to do content. And then the following week, just follow the same Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example. So just do the same. And the balance 2 days, what you need to do, you need to look for people, the right people that you want to get connected with. You start interacting with their comment, right?
Correct. Yes, I
Intelligently.
did notice
Yeah.
that when I actively engage even more with the posts of other people, um, organically, people who resonate with me, suddenly they will send me a connection request. So, and when I consistently did it, I noticed that that trend was improving. And because for me, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram, I always like to put a personalized comment to show the person that how much I value what they have said, especially if it resonates with me. So I know
Nice.
people appreciate it, and then I will see a flurry of connection requests. And then when I go back to it, when I look at it, and I will see if sometimes it's actually people who have read my comment because I've engaged with maybe a mutual connections post or something.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's how you grow, you know. So keep doing that, consistently doing that. You are going to grow your connection, and the right, business will start coming to you, business connection, because here, all these are business connection. People are
Yeah, and
looking
the
out
thing
for.
with LinkedIn is what I was told is you have to be very patient. It is unlike Instagram and Facebook. It will take time for people to get to know you. It will take time
Hmm,
for opportunities and people to approach you and suggest
yeah.
collaborations and all that stuff. And
You
I
know what?
noticed in the
Another thing.
last month or two, there are some people like asking me, can I collaborate with you, or also inquiring about my services and all that stuff.
Okay, actually, yeah. Another thing that I keep getting on
Yes.
LinkedIn is how to revamp their page. This is like not business page, not
Okay.
business page, but just normal people. They want to have
Their
a
personal
better,
LinkedIn account, right?
yeah, personal LinkedIn account. So they want to have better, on the copywriting part and stuff
Yes.
like that. But of course, just a second, yeah. Sorry, of course, from my side, I'll be a little bit tight to take up this kind of mini projects, right? Because another thing, I'm not a copywriter, so I need to get my team to do it, and that's not something that we are offering. But for you, that is something that you can definitely offer, right?
Yeah, actually, Kayatthri, you are talking about something where I notice a trend.
Mm,
My niche area is, of course, redesign and edit resume or CV. So before the pandemic, already it was quite popular. One of the good things about the pandemic is it's like triple to quadruple the demand for that, because fortunate or unfortunately, some people lost their job. Okay, unfortunately, they
mm,
lost their job. Fortunately, some people are choosing to be proactive. They want to get their resume in order and update it, and
oh,
find something, another job before potentially they may lose a job. Or some brave people are choosing deliberately to change jobs and change industries during this pandemic, because crisis is a time of opportunity, but unfortunately most
mm,
people don't see it that way.
okay. That's true, that's true. And even now, while talking to you, I recall back whoever actually got connected to me to revamp their LinkedIn profile.
Uh-huh.
So good thing that we spoke to you. I spoke to you. So after this, let me send you something.
Sure,
You can
sure.
take it up and do something
So
for them.
what I was saying, and then I went a little bit detoured off, but it's interrelated, is some people who have approached me to get help with their resume, additionally have also asked me to either proofread or to write their cover letter. And
Mm-hmm.
additionally, I think some people are realizing the importance of LinkedIn, because potential employers are not only looking at Facebook, they're also looking at LinkedIn. Okay,
Yeah.
so there are a lot of people, I think, who are not very active on LinkedIn, or they don't understand exactly how LinkedIn works, the algorithm, because each of the social media, whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook and Instagram, have algorithms that are very distinctly different and that keep changing. And they did ask me, do you also can you help me with your LinkedIn profile? So I said, yeah, sure. I can help you based on what I have learned and based on my personal experiences. And I always tell my clients, whether it's for cover letter or it's resume or it's copywriting or LinkedIn profile or individual profile, um, I am relying on my experience, my expertise, my knowledge, and my skill. I don't claim to be an expert, because for me, an expert is someone who is so knowledgeable that it means that there's very little for them to learn. So I see the word expert in that way. For me, it's always something changing. There's always lots to learn.
Same thing, even in my industry, if anyone claims they are an expert, so I will run away, because how can you be an expert of something that's changing like rapidly every day, practically every day, you know? So the concept of guru, coach, and all that is just doesn't
Yeah.
work here, you know?
Yes.
So I think that's like an overused word and totally misguiding. So
Yeah, I
anyway,
suppose people
um,
are just trying to generate some excitement, or it's like
mm,
they're using that catchphrase or that term to get more responses, or something like that.
yeah, that's true. And
Okay, so
talking about
you
this,
were, yeah,
yeah,
sorry, you were saying, continue, and then I will.
talking about this revamping the LinkedIn and all that, I
Yeah.
think this is something that everyone should really look into, because and not so much about how to beat the algorithm or understand the algorithm. You see, that's
Okay.
something not under your control.
Correct.
Definitely not under your control. So when people ask me, Miss K, LinkedIn's algorithm is working this way, Facebook's algorithm changed and all that. It's like,
They are
yeah. So
theorizing and they're guessing.
what can we do? What can we do? Do you have any control over it? No control. But you know that the moment you
So they're
start creating
thinking Miss
content,
K has the crystal ball.
that's why I say Miss K knows everything. It's like I don't know everything, I'm also still learning. Things are rapidly changing. So that's so many things. But one thing I would say is don't try to beat the algorithm. You don't even know what
Correct.
the algorithm will do the next minute.
Yeah.
I've already taught you how to do things right. Just do it.
Yes.
Just do
Yes.
that. Consistency. That's all.
True.
It will work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kayatthri, so you mentioned that you studied food technology. You did an internship at the Hospital Malacca lab, and then you got excited about the business world because your then boyfriend was doing MLM, and your father was a businessman. And then when that didn't work out very well, you became an employee. You started working full time as an employee.
Yeah.
What made you? How long were you working as an employee? And then what made you transition
Uh,
from an employee into an entrepreneur?
I think in my entire life, the time that I worked, employed under employment was around 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
So 3 to 4 years. And after that, just that opportunity came my way.
Okay.
Opportunities came my way where some clients asked for trainings, and then some people ask, some corporate clients, they asked if I can manage their social media platform. Why? Because I already had that uh, what you call that, the exposure when I was working in that digital agency. All
Okay.
right. So when I decided to leave the digital agency, I was not like 100% sure that I need to open a digital agency or what.
Mm-hmm.
But I start getting from previous clients. So they start calling and asking me if I can train their digital team, for example. So that's why
This is clients from when you were working in the digital agency, right? And then
and
you went somewhere
yeah,
else.
because yeah, correct. So digital agency, and then there was actually the whole thing was just like exploded when I did a program for Selangor government.
Okay.
So it's called program Penjana program Penjana for Usahawan India Belia Belia India Selangor, something like that. It's quite some
This
time
was
back.
how long
I think
ago, Kayatthri?
probably the first round was in 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay.
I think, all right. The second round was like around maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I did like
Okay.
twice for that, and it
Uh-huh.
was just continuous. So when I did that, people who attended are all small business owners,
Okay.
SME, small micro business owners, not even SMEs, micro business owners.
What
So when I
can you
started
just
helping them,
enlighten me, Kayatri? What is the definition of micro business owners?
Okay, the exact one is SMEs is those who actually make around a few million lah.
Okay,
I suppose I don't really know. Micro
okay.
is small businesses, very very small businesses.
That
It
means
can be
sort of
like
like cottage industry, home base.
yeah, home base. I had a lot of home base businesses who came also,
Okay,
right? So what I did help them was, and that time the social media industry environment was not like this. It was much simpler. Maybe
okay,
I'm talking about like 7 8 years ago.
okay,
And so when I started training them, and every one of them are actually attached to another entity, and they were doing
okay,
the business on a part-time basis.
okay,
And what happened is they kind of like brought me in to
okay,
the companies. And then I got like a few companies from that. And then when I start doing work for them, and people in that one particular company, when they leave to another company, they kind of like refer me again.
Ah,
So
okay, okay.
my business actually
This
grew
is the word of
due
mouth
to referral. Yeah,
marketing
it is all referral.
along the
Yeah.
among the people who are your existing clients to people they know.
Yes. Yeah, so it's all referral. So up to like before pandemic, everything was referral.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, that's why you don't see me actively pitching about my business on social media, or even for my training, I don't really pitch on social media. I don't post
Yes.
anything about it so much, you see, because I'm fortunate, I'm blessed, because I get this coming in. And
Okay.
same thing for trainings as well. So I prefer to do trainings with training providers,
Okay.
reputable training providers. I run courses for them, and then I choose. I don't have like too many. I choose a few, and then I work just with them. So just nice. So that's how the businesses grow. When I start doing training, people who attend the training are mostly corporate people in digital team or marketing team. So they kind of like after the training itself, they will set an appointment. Like, can you come to my company? Can you talk to my team? And can we do
Okay.
something? Yeah, definitely. So training actually helped a lot
Mm-hmm.
in expanding that. And after pandemic, during pandemic, what happened? It's all from LinkedIn. All my businesses are from LinkedIn. Probably one or two from Instagram and
Yes, I
Facebook, but I
remember
would say
when I
98.
was part of the course that you taught under the project entrepreneur. You I think
Mm-mm.
focusing
Project
you're
entrepreneur.
focusing on LinkedIn at the time, and
Yes,
then
yes.
for the social media marketing, of course, we covered various social media. You were mentioning that
Yeah.
how the power of LinkedIn.
That's true. That's true because I experienced that is myself. You see, so that's how the business grew. Yeah.
Okay. So you started your company about
Like
9 years ago, right?
or very smooth journey.
About
Yeah.
9 years ago, I think you started your
Mhm.
company, right?
Yes, that's around the time that my son was born. Also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are some
So
of the
actually, that's
challenges that you faced?
a lot. It's not that when starting a digital agency and you have like a few clients,
Mm-hmm.
that is the time that you really need to work the hardest. And that point you don't really have very good cash flow in the company
Mm.
because when you get the first two clients, you don't really charge them so much, as long as we have a client, so that
Yes,
we have a testimony, right?
correct.
So what happens, I need to really keep my cost very low,
Yes.
and
But
that's
not
when I got.
compromising on the quality of work.
Of course not, right? So this is where I had to do most of the work, like
Okay.
designing, copywriting, and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then I got a very good, a designer to help me with. He's based in Pakistan.
Uh-huh.
Got him through Upwork. So that's another platform where you can look for like freelance designers and all the other freelance workers, right? And thanks to him, he is a very very experienced designer and all, so we managed to do a lot for our clients. And then it was just both of us struggling. And then when that's the beginning, you see. And
Okay.
then things started picking up. So things started picking up, and now I think things are really good. So I have like
How
total of
long was
11
it
of them.
before things started picking up? Would it be, say, 6 months, 9 months, close to a year?
Probably a year, probably
Okay.
a year. But through the year, we started getting clients coming in. It's not that we were managing only the 2 clients. We started
Okay.
getting clients coming in, corporate clients coming in.
Uh-huh.
And I think, but again, trainings actually help.
Okay.
Training helped a lot to get our clients in. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a little bit of struggle, but at one point of time, people think that running your own business is cool. You're there to do
Glamorous.
whatever
You
you
can
want,
make lots of
glamorous.
money and all that stuff.
Okay, that making lots of money, not in the immediately, not definitely. You'll just spend like a lot of hours working.
And
It's
then
like
there
a
was
lot
a
of hours working.
misconception that if you are self-employed as opposed to an employee, you could manage your own schedule, and you would have supposedly time freedom and financial freedom, which is a misconception, lah.
That's definitely a misconception. Time freedom, zero.
Correct.
Financial freedom is something that you have to work. I mean, in employment, you can get your time freedom and your financial freedom if you know how to manage your time and manage your finance properly. It's just about,
True, but
managing it,
it
right?
also depends on your superior and the culture of the company, Kayatthri.
True,
Because some of
true.
the
Absolutely.
roles where, I mean, like one of my friends works in project management and in the IT field, I know some of the horrors of the very long working hours involved.
Mm.
So it depends on whether what industry you're working in, what is the level of the role and the job description, uh, and then perhaps hopefully you could have some kind of time freedom, and I don't know, unless it's a very senior position, maybe then you can say somewhat of a financial freedom.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You see, but Malaysia is really like far away from achieving the life balance. I don't even know if
Yes.
it's a work-life balance is even a even a real thing. It's like a myth, right?
Yes.
But that's the same thing, even when I'm like self-employed now running my own business, sometimes I tend to get too engrossed with my clients' work, with stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So it just happens that way, right? Unless you are consciously, okay, this is the limit. So after this, I'm not going to touch my laptop anymore. I got to
Correct.
spend time
I'm
with
sure
kids. I
you
need
had
to
this
spend time
challenge
with
before the pandemic, but it's an even greater challenge now, right? The lines are
yes,
blurred
yes.
because working from home.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Sometimes we just overwork ourselves and you get burnout. Burnout is a real thing,
Oh yes.
it's crazy.
I think I've been
It's crazy.
close twice to hitting it, but I managed to pull myself back from it.
Hmm. And now, plus with my studies and all that, I can see that I really
You
need
have
to take
more
one
than your
step back.
plate full now with the
Exactly.
masters.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right.
So do you have any tips or suggestions to people who are at a crossroads? 2 years into this pandemic, maybe they're so used to being in their comfort zone, or they're not proactive, or as we were discussing earlier, there's so many opportunities and programs, but not many people are proactively or actively looking for the opportunities, whether talking to people they know or looking at the government agency websites, or being well informed through TV news, newspaper, whatever online news portals, and whatever not. Do you have any suggestions for people who are still clueless or not sure what to do? Whether because the world of the economy has changed, the most people were looking at being an employee. Before the pandemic, being an employee supposedly equals stability, but then you were at the mercy of your employer and the company. And then, of course, on the other side, being a business owner or self-employed has its own challenges as well. Not everything is hunky dory with being self-employed and a business owner. You got greater risk and so much more worries on you, okay, and pressure, because make or break, you need to make the business work, okay? You have to work a lot harder, okay? So there's no weekends, there's no public holidays, there's very little free time, okay, when you're
Yeah.
self-employed, okay, because it's your baby, make or break, okay?
So my,
So
my advice is just very simple for them, Christian. In fact, you already give a lot of tips there. You see, the problem with our community is they are not well informed,
okay,
right? But how do you want to get well informed? You need to look for the right information. You need to
mm-hmm.
read a lot, right things, not the gossips, and be
Yes,
a keyboard warrior and start putting so many things on unrelated stuff, and stop complaining. Focus your
correct,
energy needs to be in the right place. The moment you focus on complaining, more of that same energy, that's a negative energy, is going to happen to
correct,
you, right?
correct.
So look at the right place to get the information and don't get distracted. Always look out for opportunities, always. And how do you get this? When you're in the right platforms, right? When you're in the right platforms, when you talk to
And
the
then
right
you're
people.
also interacting with like-minded people who are positive thinking.
Exactly.
You know, as the saying
Exactly.
goes, who you
Associate
are,
yourself with them.
who you want to be is closely tied to who are the 5 closest people you spend time
Correct.
with.
Yes. Yes. So that's a simple answer. Even people know this themselves, all right? And we already went through one round of pandemic, and we know how hard it is, right? If we are going to just sit down and relax and things are going to be handed to you, no, that's not going to help you in the long run. It's actually when you need to be really, really scared to take the things that are handed out to you, because it's tuning your mind to be probably not hardworking, the lazy mindset, it will
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like kick in, so we don't want to
Yeah.
be there. And when I say our community, I'm saying the whole community, Malaysia as the
Okay.
whole nation, not
Yes.
specifically a
Not a
ethnicity, a group,
specific
not like
ethnic
that.
group. Yeah.
Everything, yeah, it's everyone.
Okay.
Stop complaining. Read more, read more. That's the
Correct.
so
Correct.
important things, right? Get to know what's happening in the world. Like investment is important, financial literacy is important, all
Yes.
right? What is NFT, for example? Why is everyone talking about NFT? What is blockchain? What is the future is going to go about? So
Yes.
learn about all these things, and you just need to Google search for that and learn
Correct.
about it, right?
You have
And
Google
then you know
search, you
that
have
so many things.
Wikipedia, you got YouTube, you got ebooks, so many resources.
So many things. There's so many resources. Then what what else we can, give, right? When
Yeah,
you have
so it's all
everything in your
about the
fingertips.
mindset, it's all about the attitude. People have to
Yeah.
get out of their comfort zones, even though it may be a bit risky or a bit scary. But I am testament that I constantly challenge myself to further step out of my comfort zone. And I am a person who likes things to follow a certain plan, who likes things to be in control. But many years ago, I learned that change is inevitable. So you have to adapt, you have to go with the flow, and you have to equip yourself with the knowledge and skills, whether it is of your area of interest or your expertise, because you never know when that knowledge and skills will come in handy. And it may give you an edge over someone else who doesn't have it. It'll give you open doors to different opportunities.
That's true. That's very true. And I've seen how, I mean, I've heard from you, and when you share about your challenges, how you quickly change and, venture into, rather than sitting down and complaining, you start venturing into new things, associating with yourself with right-minded people, positive people. That's how we grow. And I'm really happy to see your growth. I'm really, really happy to see your growth. And I really wish that you will grow even bigger. Your talk show here is great. Probably something like what Oprah is doing, what Ellen is doing, and all that. So you can
Wow.
see,
Okay. Okay.
if
That
we
is
can
something
dream,
to
why not
strive
dream big?
for. Little by little,
I
step
mean,
by step, something to strive
yeah,
for.
why not? Why not? Why not? Right? So yeah, that's something that everyone needs to have a big dream. Dream the biggest that you can.
Sure.
Simple as
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, the sky is the limit. It is just that we need to be open to new things. We need to be receptive to things that are out of our comfort zone, because being in your comfort zone can only take you so far. And this
Exactly.
pandemic has taught me even more that constantly challenging myself to even further step out of my comfort zone, which I did 4 years, 3 months ago when I embarked on the daunting journey of freelance work. I knew it was a risk, but it's a calculated risk. I did my research, I thought it through, I planned it through, I talked to people. And then, because as I was saying earlier, you need to leave room for being spontaneous, adapting, going with the flow. And 2 years ago, with this pandemic, this is when I learned the other meaning to the word pivot. Before this, the pivot I know is a pivot table in
Pivot,
Excel.
yes. Pivoting is the way. Right,
Yes.
right.
Okay. Any last thoughts that you want to impart to our viewers and listeners, Kayatthri, before we draw this conversation, which I very much enjoyed, and I know you are enjoying very much. But
Oh, yes,
you and I
yes.
have other things to do. We need to enjoy the weekend as well.
I have assignment to complete.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
anyway,
So, what would you like? What is your
okay.
parting
So
thoughts to
anyway,
our viewers and listeners?
no, first of all, I just want to thank you for the opportunity to be on this platform. I really hope that whatever that we spoke about, it was wide range of things, from business, from personal, from so many things, right? So
Yes.
something, one or two things that make sense to you, and you can learn from it. I'll be very, very happy. It's just that
Okay.
one thing, uh, things are not easy now.
Yes.
All right. And one of the things that I realized throughout the pandemic is you have to be kind, really.
Yes.
You need to be kind, don't
You have to
see
be
another
very
person.
patient, very
Okay,
understanding
yeah,
as well.
patient and stuff. That's plenty. And if you guys are into business or
Mm-hmm.
even in a working environment,
Yes.
always don't look at your colleagues or another, like for example, I'm a business owner, another business entity that has similar services like mine.
Uh-huh.
Rather than seeing that as a competitor, think of a way how you can collaborate with them.
Correct.
So for
Correct.
me, collaboration works like wonderful. Like Bhuvana, Nanda, Shrika, all these people are actually doing what I'm doing. So we are in nature when people say that we are competitors. But how is it that I'm able to work with them? We collaborate so well because we have common objective, you
Yes.
know. So look for the right people, collaborate with them, right? So
Correct.
it's a win-win situation, guys.
Correct.
The cake is too huge,
When
you
you
can
collaborate
everyone
with
will get
other
a good.
people, you will lessen the pressure and the workload on yourself, and you can help more
Yeah,
people.
we can help more people. And another thing is you learn from each other. You see, I believe
Correct.
that not everyone is expert in everything.
Yes.
I am not. I know that I am
We
not.
will
So I learn from
complement each
Bhuvan
other's
now.
strengths and
Yeah,
weaknesses.
exactly. So we do that. We do that, right? So
But Kayatthri, that's
that's the
challenging
thing.
because this is something I've been trying to do since last year. And so far, only one person I've been relatively successful in collaborating with. So I'm still trying to
Mhm.
see. I mean, I've
It
reached out
wasn't
to a few
easy for
people,
me
but it's
also.
not easy
Yeah.
to find people aligned with the same
Yeah,
values, with
yeah,
the same
it wasn't
goals.
easy for me also. It wasn't easy for me also. You see, there's so many trainers out there, but I'm
Yes,
looking for specific trainers who has the practical knowledge, who has been doing work.
yes,
All the trainers that I found is that they were preaching. They read from slide, but they've never done the work. So the one that I want, I know that these are the people that I want, and one or two times talking to them, I already know what's their mindset like,
okay,
and we have similar mindset of
okay.
just like for example, Bhuvana always say this, she
Mm,
say that we are the digital frontliners. So when pandemic happened, we are kind of like
yes,
digital frontliners. We help people to have the presence on social media. So
okay,
so and when it comes from her that way, then you know that how is her passion on helping people.
yes,
Same thing with Nanda, same thing with Shika. So those people that I bring in, probably you haven't seen the rest. I have another
yes,
really, really good trainer called Ruben. Ruben.
Okay.
Another one, SY Hope. So also another student of mine from Project Deep and is doing really
Okay.
wonderfully well. So I try to give opportunities to them to grow as well. And then I
Yes, I know
collaborate.
you share whenever you come across any job vacancies or any opportunities which would be suitable for some of your students of the courses you have taught. You share it in our chat group. Yes.
Yeah, I share it. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, when things are hard, that's the only thing that we can do. We need to look out for everyone. So look out for everyone,
Correct.
help everyone as much as we can. You know, it's not
Yes.
by we don't really need to like spend money. You know, helping is not monetary wise. It can be like even
Yes.
sending a kind of message to them is going to
Correct. Correct.
lift them up.
That
So
small
yeah,
gesture, what you think is a small gesture, is actually something big for the recipient.
exactly,
It's a
exactly.
lifeline for the other person that you didn't know that you made a difference until they tell you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And once they tell you, it's like you were just like, wow, I can't
It
believe
just
that the small
encourages
thing
you,
that I
your
did.
heart swells, and you're like, yes, okay, I do more of this.
Yeah.
Because
That
it
gives you
fills up
kind of
your cup.
a drug,
It
you know.
gives you, it makes you happy. It gives you that sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. And when I started doing
Yes,
this
yes,
freelance
that
work,
kind of,
it was to build on the opportunity of helping people, which is something I always love to do anyway. Utilizing my skills, talents, experience, and expertise to help others, just like my clients benefit from what I can give them. I'm also learning on every client request I work on. I'm learning about different fields, especially when I'm working on my client's resume. I learn about different industries and roles and all that stuff.
yeah,
As
that's
the
amazing.
saying
That's
goes,
amazing, right?
Kayatthri, which is tied into what I was thinking and what you were saying is, okay, I may not get the exact phrasing, but if you help others get what they want, you will also in turn get what you want. It's by Zig Ziglar. I mean, this is the gist of
Wow.
it. It's not the exact phrasing.
Okay, okay. But yeah, it's just like so true, so much of truth in that, definitely. Yeah. And yeah, but like what you say, the sense of you feel like that you are just like full, you're fulfilled like that. So that is kind of a drug for me. So that's why I love what I'm doing. And I'll just continue doing this, you know?
Me too. Okay, thank you very much, Gayatri. I've had fun and engaging, and it was a great opportunity to get to know you and also to learn a little bit more about digital marketing, entrepreneurship from your experience as an entrepreneur and established business owner for the last 9 coming to 10 years very soon, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. It's just like how old my son is. All right. Thank you so much, Chrishanne. I hope that all the best to you. You know.
Thank you. I wish you the same, and hopefully the rest of 2022 will be the start of climax and uptrend for all of us. Not
Yeah,
only
yeah,
for you,
yeah.
for me, our listeners and viewers, and everyone else who's has
Everyone,
faced
everyone.
various challenges. And we are sending positive energy, and we are encouraging and empowering people. Please step out of your comfort zone. Please be proactive and strive to reach your dreams and goals. And in the hopes that life and things will get better for you. Gayatri? Gayatri?
Oh, you're back. You're frozen
Yes,
again.
yes, I'm back because I think the internet connection played up just
Mhm.
at the most critical time when we were wrapping up. But I think
That's okay.
so basically I will repeat what I was saying in case it wasn't captured. I was basically saying that I wish you well. I wish everyone who's listening and watching this well, and whoever's been facing some challenging, trying times. Things can only get better because when you're at the bottom, things can only go upwards. So think positively, Surround yourself by like-minded, empowering, encouraging, supportive people, and don't hesitate to ask for help. There's nothing wrong in asking for help. Okay, it actually shows how strong you are when you admit you don't know something and you ask someone for help, because there are lots of people ready to help, but they don't want to impose their thoughts and views. They're waiting for people to reach out for them and say, I need help, and they will be more than happy to help out. And you are one of those people, Kayatthri. So I am very thankful that you were able to step in when there was an unexpected challenge that happened in these last few days. So I am grateful to you. Enjoy your evening and take care, Kayatthri. And hopefully we'll catch up another day and we'll talk about a totally different topic, because
Oh,
earlier
definitely.
we
Yeah.
touched on so many different topics, which are we can have a session on those topics on its own.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So all the best to you too. Thank you so much for having me here on your platform.
You're welcome. And we'll catch up another time. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.